In a normal year, we would get to go to the zoo as a third grade class, but because of the pandemic, we had to be a little more creative. So we're going to bring the zoo to you. Today we are going to meet some of the animals at the Como Zoo and observe their behaviors and learn some facts along the way. Let's start out with an animal that serves as the logo and name where Mr. Long loves to get his morning coffee, the caribou. Caribou are a species of deer that have one thing very unusual about them. Both male and female deer actually have antlers. Watching this video, you might be thinking that those are reindeer. And you're right. There are two different names for this species of deer. In North America, we tend to call them caribou, and caribou can be anywhere from 200 to 400 pounds. Let's move on to see a little playful animal called the Arctic fox. The Arctic fox can survive in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit below zero. Arctic foxes shed their winter white coats for a brown coat in the summer for better camouflage. Unlike the sleeker red fox, the Arctic fox has a stockier, smaller build with shorter limbs. An Arctic foxtail can be wrapped around the body or face like a scarf while the fox is at rest. Foxes, like other canines, exhibit more tense behavior when they feel there is a competition. In this case, the fox didn't mind the camera at first, but after a while, he didn't seem to enjoy it. Did you know that Mr. Ritz's favorite animal is a sheep, tied with a manatee? Well, not the sheep that you see here, but it's a sheep all the same. These are called Dall's sheep. Both male and female Dall sheep have curved horns. You can tell the age of a Dall's sheep by counting the growth rings on its horns. And perhaps most interestingly, lambs can walk within 30 minutes of birth. Next, we're going to meet the largest mammal in North America. Any guesses? That animal is the bison. Bison can weigh up to 1 ton. That's 2,000 pounds. Bison can run up to 40 miles per hour. And a bison's horns can be up to 2 feet long. Bison spend about 10 hours of their day eating. As you can imagine, it's hard to do that right now with all the snow on the ground. Ready to meet some swimming animals? Sea lions can swim up to 25 miles per hour. Sea lions can stay underwater for up to 20 minutes. And a sea lion slows its heart rate and shunts blood to the more critical organs when it dives. A thick layer of blubber acts as a food reserve and insulation against cold water temperatures. Another swimming animal from a different part of the world is the penguin. Penguins can swim up to 15 miles per hour underwater. Now, penguins are technically birds, but they cannot fly. Black-footed penguins can dive up to 100 feet to catch fish. And penguin bones are heavier than those of most birds, and that helps them dive in the water. Now, when you think of penguins, you may think of animals in the cold, and our next animal thrives in cold weather and is the most dangerous animal we are going to see today. Polar bears are the world's largest land predator and the largest of all bears. This 1,700-pound animal has been known to swim for 100 miles in a single stretch. In the winter, polar bears develop a layer of fat that is up to 4 inches thick. Polar bears can smell seals up to 20 miles away. And they have only one predator other than humans, and those are killer whales. Now let's head to the African region and check out some primates. The white-faced saki are very social primates who live in small families and who spend a lot of time grooming each other, as you can see here. They can live to be up to 30 years old. Next is the gold-haired lion tamarin. The key distinguishing feature is the pattern of black and golden fur. Golden-headed lion tamarins are omnivores that eat foliage. The social structure of these tamarins is largely based around food sharing. And the primary threat to the golden-headed lion tamarins have been farming, ranching, mining, and urbanization. That is to say, people. Next are orangutans. Orangutans like to spend most of their time in trees. More than half of an orangutan's diet is fruit. As you can see here, this one is chowing down on a banana. Young orangutans may stay with their mothers for 11 or 12 years. And orangutans live to be 35 years old in the wild and over 50 years old in captivity. Orangutans and humans share 97% of the same genetic makeup. Finally, we're going to see the largest of the primates, the gorilla. Gorillas can live up to 40 years in the wild and 50 years in captivity. In the wild, gorillas live together in groups called troops. Adult male gorillas can eat up to 40 pounds of food each day and weigh up to 500 pounds. Now I would like to take you to see some four-hoofed animals. One of them is the tallest animal we will see today and a personal favorite of our principal, Miss Tuzina. If you were thinking giraffe, that is correct. Giraffes are the tallest land animal in the world. They can run up to 35 miles an hour, and a giraffe's tongue is almost 2 feet long. And even more amazingly, giraffes can go weeks without drinking water. Just like how your thumbprint is unique, no two giraffes have the same pattern of spots. Our second to last animal is one that is famous for having a name that begins with the last letter of the alphabet. Can you think of it? If you are thinking zebra, that is correct. Just like giraffes, zebras have their own unique pattern of stripes. They live up to 25 years in the wild and can run up to 35 miles per hour. A baby zebra can stand just 20 minutes after birth and can run only an hour later. Perhaps the most interesting fact about zebras, though, is that their night vision is thought to be as good as an owl's. Finally, our last animal is considered the king of the jungle. This huge cat can get up to 500 pounds. You probably guessed this one right. It is the lion. Lions live in social communities called prides. Female lions are the ones that are responsible for hunting. A male's loud roar can be heard as far as 5 miles away. They are excellent swimmers, and lions can consume as much as 60 pounds of food in one sitting. Lions spend about 20 hours a day resting, and the rest of their time is spent hunting and eating. If you and your family are interested in seeing these animals in person, you can find them 365 days a year at the Como Zoo. You do need to make reservations online, as the zoo is taking strict precautions to protect people from COVID-19. I hope you have enjoyed this virtual field trip. And to end, here's a pancake tortoise reminding you to eat your greens.